Hello, everyone. It's Michelle Klippert, and
Evanoika.
here we are at the real estate store, and we're doing real talk for real estate. Peg, it's the holidays.
Oh my gosh, it was just Thanksgiving yesterday.
I'm in virtual shock, is what I am.
I am also.
I don't know what happened to the year, but here we are at the real estate store, and we're still showing property.
Oh, and writing offers and taking care of transactions.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really a time of year, though, we want to remind not only our sellers' agents, our buyers' agents, and our listing agents of some things that we think are just, it's really important around the holidays.
Well, and we aren't the only ones that are shocked and stressed. And quite often there are things that 2 months from now we would not ignore or forget, but because of the holidays, these are things that maybe we need to remind a little bit.
And it's important. And we have to remember, Peg, that, when we're showing property or even as listing agents, during the holidays, we are really, it's the most intimate time for sellers. And it could be from Hanukkah on to Christmas.
Yeah.
And we are putting ourselves right into their lifestyles.
And so much more this time of year. And I would never want to say that it's an imposition to a seller because a seller wants to sell,
Correct.
obviously.
Correct.
But so many times it can be very, very much more stressful.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So there's some hints that we have. We want to make sure that people are aware of.
Well, and some of them are safety things, and we forget because every year we pull out our same boxes and we explode Christmas or whatever the holiday is in different ways, but we forget about the safety issues that go along with that and other people in your home. And one of them, if you are a listing agent, let's remind our sellers of a couple of things, and maybe they're not even thinking about it, but one of them is if you have greens in your home, maybe a live tree, if you have those boughs, make sure they're well watered. Yeah. Because once this turns into some sort of a tinder, it's never a good thing.
And it's so sad. We see that happen more than once every season.
Every year.
Yeah. And I have to tell you, for one that loves the history and the vintage and the historical decorations and the lights and things like that, quite often those can be dangerous.
Yes, they can be.
They're just not real safe.
Well, then it's kind of segues into lights. Yeah. It's really something just to have a little conversation with your sellers. But if they're pulling out, and this is good for them, even if their house isn't listed, but if they're pulling out grandma's lights because they're so important to them, their grandmas or whatever it is, those are not safe anymore.
They're not.
They're so hot, and there's a reason like fires happen with them. And really, Peg, when I go to get new lights, they are so cheap in comparison.
I know. They are.
So they're cheap, so replace. Take those hot things away, those hot lights, and do check your strands if there's, if there's something gone away, because we never know. And we leave our houses and they'll be empty until a buyer goes in and looks at them. You just don't know what's going to be happening.
Right.
So it's really something to be thinking about. And the presents under the trees. Listing agents, just remind your sellers that other people are in those homes. And if there's something really, really valuable, I think I would advise them to put it away during the showings.
Absolutely, Michelle. And when we go in for a listing, one of the first things that we say is if you have something that's very valuable or very personal, please take it away from the viewing of the home.
Yes.
Because that's not what you're trying to sell.
Right.
You're trying to sell the home. And that's the same with the gifts under the tree. You might want to not, if your home is listed, you might not want to bring those out until closer to Christmas.
Closer to Christmas.
The showings have stopped.
Correct. Yeah. And really, some of those things have to do with our senses, and we know that buyers are attracted to different senses, and one of them are the smells. Mm-hmm. So is it really cool to have that smell of cookies in? It is.
It's cool to have the smell, but it's kind of not safe anymore to have the candles lit.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Candles, no candles. You can get that same, let's just say you have an artificial tree, you can have that same wonderful smell out of air fresheners that they have now, whether they plug in or you just lift them. You can get that smell, whatever it is, that way. And let's be safe, because I never want to see a lit candle when I'm showing a property. It just makes me nervous.
Gets
In fact,
nervous.
I'll blow them all
Sure,
out.
Sure.
You
Well,
know.
and I think it's just a heightened security for the sellers and an agent also to share it with the sellers.
I think so. I think so. And just advising your sellers as well as making sure that the walkways, they're clear of snow or ice. It's,
Yeah.
it can be overnight, then all of a sudden we wake up and we have a little inch, 2 inches of snow or whatever.
Yeah.
Need to clear that
And if
before the
someone
showings.
happens to be entering on the north side or on a west side or whatever it is, just again be more aware of all of that. Have that discussion with your seller.
And two, I think too, is this is a really time of year we need to make sure our buyers are taking off their shoes. And it's just because too, are you traipsing in the snow? Are you traipsing
Right.
in mud or something like that?
Right.
Please, sellers, have a rug at the entry, whether it's outside or inside.
And
have a rug
A chair.
and a chair.
Because we
A
all
chair.
can sit down and
I can't kneel down and get back up.
no, I can't either. And I just think that as a listing agent, we need to make sure when we talk to the potential agent that's going to be showing the property, let's make sure that our potential buyers are qualified.
Yes.
And being qualified is not as easy now as it was a couple of months ago. So let's just be a bit more vigilant. Make sure that we aren't just out for a home tour, private home tour, and that we actually have buyers that could, if they wanted to. fall in
Well,
love with
and
the
that
home.
does bring us back to the same thing, is that we are intimately coming into someone else's environment during the holiday, and demand, if you are a buyer's agent, demand that your buyers are on schedule. A seller has graciously given you a time frame
Yes.
to view their homes. It's not like they don't want to sell.
Right.
It's just that these are time frames based around, they too have the holidays, whether it's from Hanukkah on to
Right.
Christmas.
Right.
And we need to be very aware of that and make sure that we don't have buyers just being looky-loos or on their complete own schedule. If they make the appointment, be prompt
You're
for
right.
something like that.
And also, one of the things that I say, and I know you say, Michelle, is when we have the property listed, is to remove all your personal or valuables from the home. But when you walk into a home during the holidays, it's like walking into a Christmas shop because
True.
you've got all of these decorations and all of these beautiful things that you don't normally see. And if you have children with you, or if you just are wanting to touch and feel and love, please don't.
Yeah, please don't.
Please don't.
Yes.
And
because-
just understand that it's just, you just have to refrain yourself from touching all of these things that are beautiful and
Right.
Yeah,
I
the
think that's
different-
really important too.
Yeah.
And so those are just some of the things that we wanted to talk about that make sure that if you are a seller, please think about these things. If you are a buyer, please think about these things. If you are a listing agent or a buyer's agent,
Yeah.
please think about these things. But not only that, we do want to just have a shout out to, we're in a small community.
Oh, absolutely, and that's the reason people love it and come here.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And because of that, one of the things that we're very proud of, which that's the reason we're downtown,
Right.
is that we have a lot of unique specialty shops. We have a lot of mom and pop shops that are truly make their living by people that walk in. And if you're out and about and want to buy or want to share, shop local.
Yes, please support our own community as well as other small communities around us.
Absolutely,
Love
yeah.
it. Love this time of year.
Yeah.
And Peg and I want to just make sure that we shout out to you from the real estate store that we hope you have a very happy holiday season.
Happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
And
Happy Hanukkah,
happy-
whatever it is.
Whatever it is, enjoy your holiday season. Thank you again from the real estate store.
If you need us, come see us.